Beyonce received absolutely 0 CMA nominations, despite being the first black artist to ever top the country charts of Billboard. This is also the TMZ version of the story. Beyonce may have had one of the biggest country albums of the year, but it wasn't enough for the megastar to receive a single nomination in the 2024 CMA Awards. The singer's Cowboy Carter album and hit single Texas Hold'em were both snubbed by the popular award show, with the Grammy winner fully shut out when the nominations were announced on Monday. Instead, Morgan Wallen led the charge, earning 7 noms, including Entertainer of the Year and Song of the Year. Chris Stapleton and Cody Johnson fell just behind Morgan, nabbing 5 nominations each. Hip-hop rapper Post Malone, who has now dabbled himself into country, also received 4 CMA awards, even though Beyonce got none. Beyonce fans have already flocked to social media to express their outrage over the snub, with many calling on the singer to announce a new tour during the CMA's broadcast to steal attention from the event. Others, unsurprisingly, called out Bey's complicated history with the CMA Awards. Let me show you this real quick. When the singer was infamously booed while performing with the Chicks at the 2016 show. In fact, this unpleasant experience seemingly motivated Beyonce to do a country album, as she confirmed in March that Cowboy Carter was born out of an experience where she did not feel welcomed. Beyonce proved she could dominate the country space with her new album, spending 4 weeks on top of Billboard's country chart. Not only was she the first black woman to achieve this accomplishment, she also became the first black person, not just woman, black person, to have a #1 song on Billboard's Hot Country chart. Texas Hold'em spent a notable 10 weeks on top of that chart, so it's no wonder fans are ticked off to see Beyonce seemingly snubbed by the members of the Country Music Association, who vote in every category. We reached out to Beyonce for comment, and so far no word back. I didn't. TMZ did. But yeah, man, let's... Oh, and here are some of those tweets that were mentioned previously. So yeah, let's talk about it, bro. It's infuriating. And this is actually one of the reasons why Beyonce, as she mentioned, a negative experience she had, but why her, Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3, so Renaissance, Cowboy Carter, and then supposedly her third album is potentially a rock album. All 3 of those genres, so the dance hall music, country, and rock and roll, all stemmed from black music. And then they kind of spiraled into what they are today. They evolved into what they are today, but their roots come from black music. And so to see something like this, and it's funny because I have a number of people in my life, I mean, I'm from Texas, but I have a number of people in my life who are diehard country fans, and they've been trying to get me to get involved. And there's a song here and there that I like, but it's become hard for me to really just go for it, because when you see stuff like this, and when you see like Morgan Wallen, who, very, very publicly and famously got, called out, rightfully so, like had his SNL, musical guest appearance canceled and then reinstated later for using the N-word just very openly when talking to people, man, but he is the #1 country artist by a mile, and everybody is fully rocking with him like it never happened and things like that. It's just one of those things where it's like, it's so hard for me to want to get into country because they have made it very not welcoming for black folk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went to one country concert a couple years ago, and I just remember, like, there was a point at which they were doing the national anthem. It was in the height of like the Colin Kaepernick stuff. And, I just didn't stop to put my hand on my heart. I was just kind of going about my business or whatever. And like the dirty looks and, or the, some of the under the breath, ridiculous comments that were said to me, man, like, I get it. I understand if you feel some type of way one way or the other. I didn't go so far as to kneel. I didn't want to draw any extra attention to myself, but at the time, I was pretty upset with everything that was going on, how things were being talked about. So I just chose to just do my own thing. And in that moment, like, again, just the hostility that came out of it, it's this idea that, like, if you're not in line, then you can catch, any sort of hell and a handbasket, man. And like, shout out to Shabuzi. I'm glad that Shabuzi is getting what he deserves as far as like his acclaim and everything like that. You know, Bar Song Tipsy has been number 1 on the charts for a few weeks now, which has been amazing. I'm so happy to hear that he is seeing that I've rocked with him heavy. But like, that's just wild to me. And there will be criticisms that will be like, oh, well, Beyonce's album wasn't like a true country album. She kind of did Beyonce doing country and all that. Yeah, but there was enough like legitimate country songs that if not the whole album, she could have got a nod for Texas Hold'em. You know what I'm saying? She could have got it for her version of Jolene, which actually had Dolly on there with her. Like, this is the same shit we saw with Lil Nas X when, like, if you want to talk about music going forward, that's different. But the song Old Town Road and everything that it was, the fact that it took having to go get Billy Ray Cyrus to even give any sort of acknowledgement, and shout out to Billy Ray for doing that. Again, you're kind of proving whatever point about like you are trying to be exclusionary and racist and lock people out like that. It's ridiculous to me. There's no reason that she couldn't have gotten some sort of awards, and if anything, this would have been, or like nominations, and this would have been the way to bridge the gap for that absurd booing of her doing a fantastic performance of Daddy Issues with the Chicks, man. So this is the stuff that to me is things to be more pissed off about than the Kendrick Lil Wayne Super Bowl situation. This, Tariq Hill, those are the things to be pissed off about. Not, you know, again, if you're watching a clip out, go watch the other clip out of what I had to say about this. I already laid all that stuff out, or rewind it if you forgot and you're watching the full thing. Just go look at it there, man. But either way, I want to know what you think. Let me know down in the comments, man. Let me know how you feel about this whole situation. If you think Beyonce got snubbed, if you think that she shouldn't have got one in the first place, let me know.